my name is Terry. I go by the name Mindful Recycle on my YouTube channel and in my eBay store. Today I'm going to do a what sold video on items that have sold in the past couple weeks. So first off, I would like to talk a little bit about books. I am by no means an expert on books, but lately I have been picking up some pretty amazing books. And in the past, I have sold some book sets that have been quite valuable, but they were usually large book sets, encyclopedias and things like that. My best book set ever was the Nicene Father books. They sold for $2,200 and I had $30 into them and they sold pretty quickly. Always keep your eyes out for large book sets. They're not as difficult to ship as you would think. You can go to U-Haul or Home Depot and find the extra heavy duty boxes, and the books ship in those quite well. I will usually wrap them in a large kitchen garbage bag first, and I will put some heavy duty bubble wrap in the box as well. If you don't have styrofoam actually does work the best. I've never had a problem with them getting damaged during shipping. The first set I'm going to show you, I picked up at an estate sale a couple weeks ago. All of the books were $2 each for hardback. So this is a set of 4 and I have $8 into it, and they sold for $300 pretty quickly. They are from 1896 and they are a Universal Dictionary of English Language. So let me show you those. They're pretty heavy to pick up all 4, but usually when I go to an estate sale and I'm looking at the books, I will always look for something that looks old, and believe me, not all old books are worth anything. So you definitely have to do a comp while you're there to see if the books are worth anything. I was very excited when I looked these up because I did see that they were pretty high. I didn't think they were this high until I got home and did a little more research and realized that I could list them for $300. And like I said, they sold very quick. So for being 100 years old, they are in amazing shape. There's no writing in the pages or anything. I purchased these at an estate sale quite a bit ago, maybe a couple months ago. I paid $3 for this because they were asking $1 a book. So they sold this set to me for $3. It is Modern Classic Collection. It has Robert Ludlum, Stephen King, and Isaac Asimov. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I sold this for $125. If you've watched my other videos, you will see that I always have customer pay for shipping. I don't do free shipping, so all of these items are plus shipping to the buyer. I picked this one up last weekend. It is a study Bible and I paid $1 for it and I sold it for $35. This next book I'm gonna show you, I have already shipped out. I shipped it out a few days ago and I paid $5 for it. It's a Webster Dictionary from 1913 and I sold it for $150. Definitely keep your eye out for some old books, and not necessarily old. As you saw that set of the classics with Stephen King, those were not super old, but just keep your eye out for a book that just looks really special. A lot of times gold trim books will be worth something, and again, sometimes they're not. So definitely do a comp before purchasing them. I can't wait to start purchasing more books. They're very easy to list and ship out. I have never heard of these before. They are really pretty. I will show a screenshot of, well, actually, I'll just show you inside the box. They are bulbs to hang on your Christmas tree. And a light, your string of lights will go in each one of the bulbs. They're iridescent looking. They are definitely vintage. And I picked up quite a few sets of them. I grouped this together in a set of 3, so they'll get 18 bulbs. And I paid $2 a box, and I'm selling all 3 boxes for $60. This is a brand new set of vintage underwear I picked up over the summer at one estate sale. Quite a few vintage socks, underwear, and t-shirts, all new in package. And there are people out there that want these old original underwear. Maybe they had them years ago. I paid $4 for these and I sold them for $52. So keep your eye out for vintage socks, underwear, and t-shirts. They do really well. All right, so I'm always amazed when I go to an estate sale on the last day. At the end of the day, there's been a million people through there, lots of resellers through there, and I still find things. So I was in the basement and there were a ton of people there still, and it was really late in the day and it was pouring rain. And I see 2 telephones. They had price tags on them of $10 each, but it was half off day because it was the last day, so I got them for $5 each. Neither one of them have ever been opened. They are factory sealed, and I just sold the first one for $75. So don't think you're ever too late for a sale. There's always something left for you. Here is a box of Beyblades. I purchased these probably at the beginning of summer. I got them at Goodwill and paid $7.99. I just sold them for $50. My last item that I'm going to show you that I actually have in my possession is an adding machine. I purchased 2 of them, and the one that I sold actually already got shipped out. But since I have this one still, I will show you what the box looks like. And I paid $12 a piece for them. Sold the one for $47, and this one is also for sale for $47. I believe this is probably from the 80s. It could be early 90s, but I have a feeling it's from the 80s. So I have sold quite a few used adding machines. People still want them. Maybe they're just used to having them and they still want them. I've never sold a brand new one like these 2 that I have, but keep your eye out for them. The rest of the items that I am going to show you, I've already shipped out. First one is this women's motorcycle jacket. I purchased it probably about 6 months ago, and I think I had it listed for a little bit higher and I dropped the price. I did pay $20 for it, and I ended up selling it for $46.75. If you saw my last video, you will see that I picked up a whole bunch of Mr. Christmas items, and this is one of them. I have $6 into this and I sold it for $60. I went to a garage sale. I have footage of that. I picked up a lot of Xbox 360 figures that were almost new in the box, but I also picked up this Bose system, and they had this huge tub of their home sound system, and they just had it in there for $60. So I bought this whole big thing plus a very big heavy subwoofer. I lotted them all up in about 8 different lots. So I probably only have about $8 into this, and I sold it for $79. This Dale of Norway sweater, I already sold once and it didn't fit the person, so they returned it, which is fine. And we just ran a sale, and now that winter is here, it's sold. And I paid $2 for it, and I sold it for $63.75. If you have tablecloths that are sitting in your pile of things to be listed, you should get them listed right now because the holidays are coming and people are looking for tablecloths, and I'm starting to sell quite a few. This is a new in package Tommy Bahama. I paid $10 for it and I sold it for $37. I love picking up Fitz and Floyd. You do have to be careful which ones you get because some just don't sell, and you don't want those big heavy boxes or bulky things just sitting in your inventory. So I have sold this exact same one done before, and it sold pretty quickly. It was new in box. The box was pretty damaged, but the contents inside, you could tell, were never taken out. So I paid $5 for it and I sold it for $127. I'm still selling Department 56 Halloween items that I have left from a big lot of Halloween items that I purchased. I have $13.50 into these two items that I sold together, and they sold for $50. Next is this Pendleton blanket that I bought a few months ago, and I just got it listed about a month ago. It is a wool blanket with a satin trim. I picked it up for $5 and I sold it for $69, and it did have a couple flaws on it. It just had some real pinhole spots on it where the moths have gotten to it, and it also had a couple, it looked like Sharpie marks on the satin, although I scrubbed one of them a little bit and it started to come out. So I think those Sharpies will probably come out, and they still wanted it and they still paid $69 for it. So get all your blankets listed. It is winter. I picked up this Enesco Christmas musical nutcracker. It turns around. I picked it up last weekend for $15 and listed it for $40, and it sold within 24 hours. I picked up two of these welding metal, not even sure what they are. I was able to look them up when I purchased them, and they were just so heavy duty and they were brand new. They just really looked like something to me. And so I paid $10 for each one of them. And one of them sold for $100 and the other one sold for $150 to the same buyer. And it is going international. It is on its way already. So that was a really good find at a sale. I purchased this John Deere cookie jar over a year ago, and I bought so much stuff at this sale that I just did a average price on everything. So I ended up paying $11.37 for this. I had it listed a little bit higher and I have dropped the price. Somebody finally bought it for $49. I purchased this Mr. Christmas about a month and a half ago. And if you saw my last video, you will see that I had purchased quite a few of them from a garage sale. This one isn't working perfectly. The swings go out, the lights go on, the music plays, but it doesn't turn around. And I looked to see online what it would take to fix it, and I just didn't want to do it. I believe Mr. Christmas Company still will have this part, so the buyer could probably order the part and fix it. And I paid $20 for it, and it still sold for $125. This vintage Lipper and Mann kitty, it's a vinegar and oil and a creamer and sugar and the salt shaker. Unfortunately, I broke the pepper shaker, and had them listed in two different lots, and somebody purchased them all together. They wanted to buy both of them. So they paid about $140 for both of the lots, and I shipped it out. That went international. They just sent me a message a few days ago saying that it made it there and they were super happy with it, and it's already in their cabinet, and that they're gonna love it for years. I love getting messages like that. So this is not typically something I pick up because I don't know a whole lot about collectibles like this, but I am learning more and more by watching some of my favorite YouTubers. My last item is this Jim Shore Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer I've had for quite a while, probably close to a year. And I paid $5 for it and I sold it for $200. If you like this video, hit the like button, that helps out my channel, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.